After a few stressful matches one day, I decided to cool off with a little bit of seal clubbing. I was playing a match of Ground RB at 1-7 Germany, which has one of my favorite vehicles, the SDKZ 234/1, also known as the 20mm Puma. The map was cargo port, and I got into a bit of a sticky situation. I was on the runway area of the map and needed to get out of there quickly. Without thinking, I reversed all the way back down the runway towards my spawn so I could duck between some hangars and rethink the situation. That's when it dawned on me. I'd always been aware that the Puma has a fast reverse speed, but I never really knew why. That's because I'm not much of a car guy, but I decided to learn a little bit about the Puma's transmission. To put it simply, it has 7 reverse gears, the same amount as its regular gears, which meant it could go the same speed backwards as it could forwards. Then, in a rare moment, the cogs in my brain started turning and I was able to produce a comprehensive thought. The Puma has 4 crew members. Normally they're pretty easy to kill, but 2 of the crew members are in the hull while 2 are in the turret. This means if I drive backwards, theoretically the engine would block some shots and keep the 2 hull crew members alive, ensuring I would survive a lot more of my encounters. So I put it to the test. I played 5 matches like normal, but I also played 5 matches where I tried to drive backwards most of the time. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the highlights from those clips, starting with the 5 normal matches and then the 5 backwards matches. Then, I'm going to show you the stats and determine which playstyle is better, and trust me, you'll want to see the stats. But before we get to it, I'd like to take a second to thank my patrons. You guys mean the world to me. If you'd like to see your name here too, check out my Patreon in the description. Alright, let's get back to the video. You might have noticed that during my backwards matches, I managed to walk away from a lot more hits than my normal matches, but if you didn't notice or you just skipped ahead, here are the stats. While playing normally, I took 6 hits and died 3 times. That's a survival rate of 50%. But playing backwards, I survived at least 13 shots and only died 5 times. By just driving and entering engagements backwards, I managed to bring that survival rate up to at least 58.4%. For the sake of simplicity, I'm rounding that up to 59%. But before you go charging in, or reversing in I should say, the thing is, there was a trade-off. For whatever reason, I didn't do nearly as good as I did while playing normally. Driving backwards, I had an average of only 1,804 score per match, whereas playing normally, I had an average of 2,318 score per match. Getting to the KD, normally I had a 9.6 KD, while backwards I had a 5.2. It only gets worse if you count the assists as half of a kill. Counting assists this time, normally I had a 12 KD, while backwards I only had a 5.4 KD. So will you live longer? In the grand scheme of things, yes, but it won't be very noticeable on a small scale. Will you get more kills? Honestly, it was about equal. The KDs are vastly different though, simply because I died 2 extra times. This can be chalked up to a lot of causes, including your team, the enemy team, server, lag, all of that. But overall, I got a very similar amount of kills and deaths during the experiment. In my opinion, driving backwards is clearly the better way to play, but it wasn't fun. I had to constantly keep in mind that A is actually turning me right, while D is turning me left, which kinda messed with my brain a little bit. I also had to turn around at the start of the match, which wasted valuable time. All in all, I believe you should play normally, but I also think you should give the reverse method a shot as well. Clearly something's there, and maybe I'm just bad at the game. If you do try this out, leave a comment and tell me if it was successful for you or not, cause I'd actually really like to know. Before you go, I've got a pretty big video planned for the near future, but I can't tell you much about it yet. If you're a fan of my content already though, I know you'll like it, so stay tuned. Alright, see ya.